Honorable Nana Oye Bampo Ado, the Deputy Chief of Staff of the Office of President and Special Guest for today's event, Mr. Huma Nuruzi, Head of Political and Governance Team, FCDO, members of the Constitutional Review Committee, colleagues from civil society organizations, friends from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the board and management of the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. It is both a pleasure and a privilege to join you at this National Multi-Stakeholder Forum, organized to disseminate the findings from our nationwide town hall series on citizens' expectations of the new government. This initiative is part of a broader effort to deepen democracy and promote inclusive governance by ensuring that the voices of ordinary citizens across gender, age, geography, and ability inform national development priorities. The nationwide town hall meetings held in 12 regions of the country were designed to solicit views from a wide cross-section of Ghanaians regarding their most pressing expectations of the new administration. These conversations, organized with support from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, are particularly timely given the renewed interest in constitutional and local governance reform in the current political climate. We are pleased that today's forum brings together key actors, policymakers, development partners, civil society, and citizens to reflect on what we heard and how best to respond. We are hopeful that the findings and recommendations emerging from these dialogues will enrich ongoing efforts at constitutional review, particularly as they relate to accountability, local government reform, decentralization, and the delivery of public services. The perspectives shared by women, youth, persons with disabilities, and other marginalized groups underscore the need for a more inclusive and accountable democratic process. We wish to express our deep appreciation to all our partners, especially the FCDO, for supporting this initiative. We also thank the many citizens across the country who participated enthusiastically and candidly shared their hopes and concerns. As we listen to today's presentation, I encourage all of us to consider how we can individually and collectively contribute to building a more responsive, inclusive, and accountable governance framework. Thank you, and I wish us all a fruitful engagement.
Director of Policy Engagement and Partnership, CDD Ghana, Honorable Nana Oye Bampo Ado from the Presidency, and may I also recognize the Executive Director of Transparency International Ghana with us today. Good morning, everyone. My name is Huma Nuruzi. As announced, I head up our governance and political team in the British High Commission, Accra, and it's my honor to represent the British High Commissioner, Her Excellency Harriet Thompson, at this event today. I'm grateful to the Executive Director and the team at CDD for such an honor. We're particularly grateful for the level of efforts put into this initiative to promote citizens' participation in governance. By this initiative, Ghanaian citizens in remote areas who have no chance of necessarily being involved in the debate on democracy and governance across the country have been given platforms to have their voices heard. Our support forms part of our commitment to promote effective governance and deepen democracy through the Ghana Governance Programme administered by the British High Commission in Accra. May I please recognise my colleague, Clara Ose, who's sitting there, who's the Programme Manager for the Ghana Governance Programme, and our colleagues Richard Ado and Richard Doro sitting over there, who also work on the programme. We believe that democracy is not just about holding free and fair elections, but also about effective governance that enables active citizen participation. The UK is pleased to be contributing to Ghana's Open Governance Partnership priority of increasing citizens' participation in governance. Ghana's 5th Open Government Partnership National Action Plan commits to promote citizens' participation in governance, including enhancing women and persons with disabilities participation in politics and local governance. Like Ghana, the UK believes that citizens' participation in governance is important as it allows individuals to be part of decision-making processes and activities that affect their lives and society as a whole. This is a fundamental aspect of democratic governance that ensures that voices, perspectives and interests of the people are considered in shaping policies, making decisions and addressing societal needs. The British High Commission had the opportunity to participate in some of the regional consultations and were moved by how well-informed citizens of Ghana are and their enthusiasm to shape policies and politics. This was a reminder that citizens know what they want, and as a development partner, our role at the British High Commission is to help create spaces for them to engage and influence policy decisions. The Open Government Partnership commitments are not just the responsibilities of government of Ghana, but also civil society. The UK believes in the significant role of civil society organisations can play in propelling a democratic and just society. We are aware about the significant role civil society in Ghana played and continue to play to influence changes in law and approaches to ensure the rights of all persons, and especially those of vulnerable members of our societies, are promoted and protected. We are proud of the work of the CDD for taking responsibility to provide platforms for every citizen to become active participants in Ghana's democracy. And we are proud to have been partners with you on this journey. So congratulations, CDD, and all of you here today, and all of those that have been part of the consultations over the period. As a friend of Ghana, the UK is ready to support you in the best possible ways to contribute to deepening Ghana's democracy. Thank you very much.
A few days ago, I had the privilege, together with some of you here, where the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, met with several representatives of various civil society organizations. The purpose of this meeting was to discuss the formation of a Governance Advisory Council. This was a key pledge of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama from his 2024 campaign, and it was basically, or is basically, to strengthen transparency and transform governance in Ghana. At the end of the meeting, a senior presidential advisor for governmental affairs, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, was tasked with partnering with civil society to establish this council. This council will comprise civil society organizations, religious leaders, traditional authorities, the academia, labor unions, and citizens. It will serve as an independent watchdog that will be tasked with producing annual non-partisan reports on the state of governance, on the state of addressing corruption and human rights in Ghana. We are hoping this report will guide governance performance reviews and corrective policy actions, ensuring that our democracy remains vibrant and accountable to the people of Ghana whom we serve in governance. In the same spirit of reflection and accountability, I was honored to deliver a keynote address during the information dissemination session of the 2024 Public Opinion Research Report that was commissioned by agencies under the Office of Government Machinery a few weeks ago. And this session reminded us of an essential truth, and it is that governance must be people-centered. And public feedback mechanisms like this should no longer be optional or sporadic. They must be a permanent feature of our democratic practice. They must ensure that every voice, especially from the grassroots, is represented in the national policy conversations. This government is also demonstrating its resolve to address corruption, which the people and we have all said should be prevented and should be reduced. And so we saw the launch of Operation Recover All Loot. This is a case in point, an unprecedented initiative to investigate and recover the proceeds of corruption. And this reflects not just government stance, but also the shifting public expectations around integrity and around justice and governance. In just over 4 months, President John Dramani Mahama has prioritized participatory governance through a series of national fora. The first was the National Economic Dialogue in March, which brought together stakeholders to propose actionable solutions for macroeconomic recovery and growth. Then we have the National Education Consultative Forum, which was launched in February and traveled throughout the country, and which sought to shape inclusive reforms for our education sector. For economic empowerment and for strengthening the private sector, we also facilitated and organized the Kwewu Business Forum in April, and this also focused on empowering entrepreneurs and strengthening the private sector. These fora are not just symbolic, but they are strategic platforms that embody government's renewed social contract with Ghanaians, that values transparency, and that is focused on results that will ensure that the people's welfare is at the center of governance. Furthermore, on January 30, 2025, the President inaugurated the Constitutional Review Committee. This committee is chaired by Professor Kwesi Prempeh. It is an 8-member committee that is critically reviewing the 1992 Constitution to align it with contemporary governance needs and the citizens' aspirations. I'm happy members of the CRC are here with us. Please let's clap for them for the good job that they're doing. Their work is guided by insights from previous reviews and will be enriched by broad citizen consultation. We are all eagerly looking forward to the results and the report from the CRC. In 142 days, this administration has indeed taken decisive steps to bring governance closer to the people. And this is a process, and this is a continuum, and that's why we're happy CDD has also commissioned and is also going to tell us the results of their research. This event today, spearheaded by CDD Ghana, one of our foremost governance think tanks, marks yet another important milestone. These engagements and today's report demonstrates how citizens' voices and evidence-based insights can and should directly inform policy. The government takes this data seriously and will continue to work with civil society to ensure that our governance processes are not only inclusive, but accountable and effective. So thank you very much for this event today. We all look forward to fruitful, insightful discussions that will follow. Thank you.